Reading this book, I felt 12 again because back then when I was much younger, my mother used to have people over, women over, and they just start sharing their lives. They just start exchanging stories, and you're just really listening. It's not nice to listen in on other conversation. Yes, I know it was rude, but it just so happens that you're hearing the stories of these women. You're seeing their joys, their worries, their concern, them exchanging personal remedies for each other, and you're just really just there. But this time, reading this book, not as I'm an adult female, I get to say, yeah, me too. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Voke, and we will be talking about an important book today, actually by my favorite author, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. It's titled Dream Count. When his book dropped, you just had to be there. It was a pivotal time in history because this is the first time in 10 years that our beloved Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is releasing a book. So this is a really amazing moment. And I don't know if it happens to any other person who reviews books. Sometimes when you read a really nice piece of literature and really nice work, do anybody ever feel that they don't talk about it? Like you feel intimidated talking about what you just read because you're really ruminating, going through the thing in your head. You're still piecing the stories together. That's exactly how I felt after reading Dream Count. I struggled with writing a review, my review on Medium, because I felt, oh, is this review good enough? Is it not too scanty? Did I really show people why this book is special? Did I really express myself well? When I was preparing for this video, I spent a lot of time looking at my hair because I wanted to get away from talking about this book. It sounds weird saying it out loud, but that's just how I felt about reviewing this book. But however, in as much as I love Chimamanda, I love this book, I have some concerns about this book. That's why when I was marking my register that I have finished this book on Fable, I just kept on saying to myself, it's Chimamanda, it's Chimamanda. So I gave it 4 out of 5. It's about these four women, Chiamaka, Zikora, Kadiatu, and Omelogo. Of these four women, Chiamaka serves as the glue here. Chiamaka is this dreamy travel writer. She's just a very big sweetheart. Of all the women, I I related to Chiamaka the most. Chiamaka is very dreamy. Chiamaka has this, even her career is very dreamy. She's a travel writer. She's just that's exactly Chiamaka's vibe. And she always aims to please, such a people pleaser. She's also friends with Zikora, is this accomplished lawyer, but at the same time, she's unlucky in love. If you remember, years ago, I can't remember the year, but years ago, I did a review of the short story by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie titled Zikora. Yes, it's that same character from the short story. We already know about Zikora before. When I read that short story, I was so angry at Kwame. I wrote that ghosting should be illegal because I don't know how you do that to somebody. It hurts so bad. And so Zikora is here now with her friends, and from her experience with what Kwame did to her, leaving her high and dry while she was pregnant, she built a relationship. She begins to understand her mother. When her mother came over to take care of her and her child when she gave birth, she gets to listen to her mother's stories, and this just served as a window for her to understand her mother to an extent. Then for Omelogo, oh my God, this is a character that I enjoyed her part of the story a lot. Omelogo is Chiamaka's cousin. So they have this friendship, by force friendship. Like I said, Chiamaka is the glue for all four women. Omelogo is this character that is, I think everyone is that character that everyone aspires to be, because they have reached a point where they are just so self-sufficient, self-confident. They don't need any outside validation. They are just okay in their own way. Like sometimes people take years of work to get to that position or that point that Omelogo is, but Omelogo just does it effortlessly. And that's one of the things that really separates her with Zikora. Although the three of them are cordial, Omelogo and Zikora cannot see eye to eye. And I found this very interesting, and I loved it that Chimamanda added this to her story, because most of the time people just want women to always play nice. She's a woman like you, women support women. These statements are all true and all relevant, but at the same time, it just so happens that sometimes it's okay the way they don't see eye to eye, because it happens in relationships that there's just this friend that now connects us, and Chiamaka is a glue in this relationship. I loved it so much. Then Kadiatu is the only non-Nigerian in this book. She's from Guinea. She's the housekeeper of Chiamaka. I loved it. I loved how Chimamanda did not even toy with the entire Africanness. Yeah, parts of his book is set in the United States of America. That's the early part of Kadiatu's life set in Guinea. They will also have it set in Abuja. This book is just layered. It's a gift that keeps giving. Okay, so this all four women now are connected, and we're seeing their different lives, their love lives, their losses, their triumphs, just the bitter but also incredibly sweetness that comes to being a woman. That's just what this entire book is about. Villain, princess, queen, whatever, everything, just normal, regular human beings. Just women being women. When I was reading this book, back to where I gave it first, where I knocked out one star from the book, it's again the five. It was beautifully written. It doesn't have anything to do with the writing. It was perfect. It was how I expected Chimamanda to write. The one thing I love about Chimamanda the most is that the attention to detail. She writes from like a person that is really listening, that really cares about her character, that really cares about storytelling, and that's what she delivered. This sense of imagery was A1. It was just really beautifully written. However, the story for me did not come on until Kadiatu's story came on. I enjoyed Chiamaka's story. Then Zukora came on. I was still enjoying it. Her relationship with her mother. And for Kadiatu's story, Chimamanda revealed that Kadiatu is actually based on a true character. A lady who accused this powerful man in the past and she was vilified by the press. All sort of things happened. Nobody was really looking at the atrocity that happened. They instead looking at this woman, like they were just really questioning her. Although this woman is not Kadiatu, but she inspired the character. Kadiatu feels like a warm blanket reading her story. She's just so nice, so innocent, so honest. She just really does, just one of those people that just want to live their life. They're not Nigerians say, I know they for Wala. That is Kadiatu. She's not in for any trouble. She was a good daughter because we see her story from Guinea growing up, how her father died. She was a good daughter. She was a good person, but a lot of bad things happened to this good person. First of all, she lost her dad that she loved. She lost a child. She lost a husband. She picked herself up, went to the US, was struggling, a roller coaster of emotions, and finally, she's working in this hotel. She's also working as a housekeeper for Chiamaka. Then she's working in this hotel, in this VIP in this hotel. Assaulted her, and she reported this case, and her entire life was turned on its head. It was just a very moving tale. It explores a lot of ways that people are vilified in a society when they dare to speak up. People are even saying, who would even go for her? Like she's not somebody that is maybe not pretty enough to even experience what she experienced. Adiatu's story was what really brought the entire book together because maybe just me being a reader, I love stories that would sit me down and make me worried and really invested in characters. And although I love Chiamaka, I can relate to that character so much. I love Zikora and Omelogo. I love Omelogo so much. She's someone that I aspire to be like. However, it was Kadiatu's story that really just made the book what it is for me. I loved her chapter. I was really concerned about her. Then at the end, when the book reached its peak, I was very satisfied by the ending. I love the ending. Chimamanda knows how to put the full stop in the right place. She's just so good with she's very good with endings. My favorite character in this book has to be, like I said earlier, she is very dreamy and very weird, and she's just a lot of presence. In as much as I could relate to her many times in this book, there's this part that I relate to her the most. You haven't seen the real Berlin, he declared. Why are the dirtiest parts real? The people in grungy places live there because they have no choice, not because they want to be real. They would leave if they could. But those are the parts that show the real city, the real character. I think I'll keep going to the unreal parts then. This part sealed it that Chimaka is my favorite character in this book because I love that she is very dreaming. She's from a rich home and she doesn't hate the fact that she's from a rich home. She is very empathetic at the same time. She loves to travel and she's doing that. She's just all around. The only thing I wish that I could just shake out of her was the people pleasing. But it just so happened that she's a people pleaser and she's just kind. And that's all. And she likes what she likes according to Omelogo. So yeah, that's my review of Dream Count. I found it very entertaining. It was like my aunties were gisting me. I don't want to call them my aunties because I feel that the characters in this book, except Kajiato, will not really be swelled or thrilled by me calling them aunties. But that's how I felt. It felt like my aunties just telling me stories, and I just had no choice but to listen. I loved it so much. By the time I was writing my review, I already changed my mind that yes, this is a 5-star rate because it's Chimamanda. Duh. But let me know what you think in the comments.